Alright folks, let's finish this one part up here. Here we go. Okay, like I said, I was going to do a double Nero Merlin. See if there's another Nero that doesn't have that one particular. Screw it. Okay. Let's move Okita Altar over there. Switch out those two for right now. And let's go. I'm looking around, seeing if someone's doing something to a dog. I hear a dog whimpering. Let's just leave it right there for right now. Alright, here we go. You know what? Let's change that mystic code back to the back to that one. All right, here we go. The battle is over. We've neutralized the threat. Mash, you're looking really tired. Thank you for your concern, Master, but I'm all right. The sudden attack just had me a little out of breath, is all. It's nothing to worry about. All my vital signs are fine. I'm still good to go. I'm doing my best to analyze the recording and battle data now, but at this point, I can only say that the creature you fought is like nothing we've seen. Neither human spirit nor demonic beast. He was simply an enormous humanoid creature native to Scandinavia, one that could not possibly exist in the 21st century. A giant? Did you say a giant? Yes. I read that a number of powerful giants used to live in Scandinavia. Of course, this is a long time ago. In the modern era, there have barely been any giants hiding in Sweden, Denmark, or Norway. I believe most of them were during the age of the gods, back when the old mystics still existed. I'm sure there are some exceptions, but even so, to encounter one out of nowhere like this. Okay, someone's walking a dog and they're getting a little excited. Both Gordolf and Mr. Yar are in something of a tizzy about this impossible encounter, but yes, in the year 2020, times have long since ceased to exist. And yet you've obviously just met one, albeit one that tried to kill you after you attempted to communicate with him. But still. I caught a glimpse of his eyes behind the mask, and he seemed consumed by bloodlust. So in this version of Scandinavia, creatures from the age of gods still live. That is most troubling. I had considered the possibility, but I didn't think it would prove to be true so soon. Damn you, critters. Damn you for throwing something like this at us only in the second lost bout. I have no sense of restraint. That said, we are far from completely helpless. Ms. Kierlight, Ms. Solaria. To begin, I've updated our database with everything I could determine about this creature. We were unable to detect it from the border because Chaldea had no information about ancient giants. Furthermore, I also learned that something rather unexpected about the ice and snow surrounding us. What about them? They are imbued with a faint magical energy. The trace is so minute that only an expert mage would even be able to detect it all. This small amount of magical energy created enough interference in our equipment that we were unable to detect the giant's approach. Da Vinci is still quite upset about it. She says being plugged into function as a bio unit dulls our senses. Nonetheless, I'll do my best to update our data immediately. I'm also seeing an update for the Originaxis firmware. Right. Confirming update now. Master, I'm picking up new hostiles in our periphery. There's at least several ice beasts traveling alongside another giant. We need to get out before we're surrounded. Understood. I can see him ahead. Master. Time to fight then. Alright. These seem to be pretty quick videos. Oh, by the way, there was a thing going on where people are going to be... Oh, these look like those Lanugo things, but... Oh, wow. These things are like those creatures that produce Lanugos in Babylonia. Anyway, there was a like a whole, I guess you could say, campaign to get to have Nita Chris win the race. Well, she won the last one. Spoiler alert. Anyway, let's get to this. All right. Stronger. You are taking out the middle one. Easily. Alright. Okay, and get her up to 8, or can I? Not too sure about that. Nope. What did that do? HP recover down. Not really worried about that. Alright. Oh, that did not. Yeah, I want to try and get much of alright. That should give me enough MP charge for... Alright. Do that Nero. Increase this. Well, I could have used that other one earlier. I think I need that. Alright. And just in case. Alright. Now, took out the ice thing there. Oh, I came close to taking that thing out. Ooh. Alright, what did I get? Did I get another one of those giant bands? Nah, 3 Yggdrasil seeds. Okay. So, are we going back to the story? Okay, back to the story. That should wrap things up for now. We've defeated another giant and several ice beasts. I no longer detect any hostiles or magical energy signals in our vicinity. Ah, wait, you're right, Mr. Arms. I can sense faint magical energy around us, coming from the snow. Maybe it's a lost belt server that can control snow? I'm not sure, but that certainly seems possible. Let's hash that stuff out later, you two. For now, you should hurry back to the border. Holmes, from now on, maybe start waiting until people are in a safe location before you start with your long-winded explanations. There's no guarantee there aren't any other giants still lying in wait out there. Both of you, get your butts back here and be careful. Anyway, great job collecting all this data right after we emerged. This should be a big help. We're back! Oh good, you're back. Welcome home, you two. It's good to be back. The Orton Axe is working wonderfully. Thank you again for that. Glad to hear it. Gordolf's having a little rest. Said he was having a nervous breakdown or something. I guess the emergency exit was pretty hard on him. Guess all that warning he did about scouting out of our surroundings after we emerged was for nothing. I wouldn't say that. He's trying to help keep us safe, in his own way. Naturally, his primary concern is his own survival, but that's still an important part of being a leader. When things get dangerous, you snap to attention. When things get dicey, you get right the hell out. That's how things are supposed to go. But the further removed the higher-ups get from the action, the softer they get when it comes to making those calls. So in that case, Director Gordolf is exceedingly good at his job. I'm not sure why, but he seems to treat any danger in his field operatives are as dangerous to his own life. I wonder what that's all about. Maybe he had a really sick, strict tutor growing up or something. You know, like someone teaching him to think about war from the perspective of the people he's sending out onto the battlefield. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. That would definitely explain some things. Not to mention, he's always looked like he was in a lot of pain whenever Solario was in a tight spot back in Russia. Talk about empathy. No wonder he was always kicking up such a fuss. At any rate, make sure you write up the recon findings in a nice report template when you hand it off to him. If you don't mind. That ought to be more than enough to keep old Gordy in the loop. On a different note, you guys really had a rough time out there, didn't you? Yes, we did. Types of beings from the age of gods, not even mages having seen more than an occasional fossil of them. Any survivors in areas where mystics were still in full force were probably seen as threats and taken out by the heroes of their respective ages. They're certainly not something we run into every day. I mean, you guys didn't see no hide nor hair of them in any of the 7 eras you reshifted into, right? Not even the actual age of gods? And now we're just having to run into one? Not one, but 2 in modern-day Scandinavia? I believe those giants are encountered were Jotnar, member of the Jotun race of giants. In the Age of Gods, the Norse world was composed of 9 realms. One such realm was Muspelheim, the land of flame. There was Niflheim, the land of ice, through which an icy river of poison flowed. When these two realms collided, the poison frost melted. Then, when it was exposed to Muspelheim's heat, grew into a tremendous giant. This was Ymir, said to be the ancestor of all Norse giants. The race of giants that went on to spring forth from Ymir's body were called Jotun, the frost giants. These giants were truly beings belonging to the era when gods walked the earth. At times, the Jotnar would mix with Norse gods, giving birth to new gods and giants alike. It's said that the surviving Jotnar eventually fell out of mythology and went on to become trolls. But what you two saw today were no trolls. They're most definitely Jotnar. Whoa. You sure sound certain. Well, I am Sherlock Holmes, you realize. I am the one who finds the truth regardless of my spirit origin. I believe I said as much when I introduced myself. No, sorry, I'm just having you on a bit. You see, a paper was not the only thing I picked up while I was visiting the Atlas Institute. Hermes? Precisely. While there, I came in contact with the pseudo-spiritual calculating engine Hermes. When I did so, I happened to peruse some secret medical data pertaining to giants. Now I see, Holmes, you rascal. I don't see what's so funny. Don't you ha me, Buster. You're supposed to tell me these things before I need to know them. It's not fair that you get to do all the fun exposition. Besides, we're a team. You know we should be pooling our knowledge and stuff. I should take that under advisement, especially considering it comes from none other than the great Leonardo da Vinci herself. All that said, I can certainly use a bit more information myself. Is this simply a Norse lost belt, where a once lost race of giants still runs amok? No. I very much doubt that is all there is to it. Right. The ones you saw today were powerful beings of mystics, but they were still living creatures. If nothing else, I can say for sure that the beings we encountered weren't servants. Correct. They're indeed absolutely not servants. Based on what we know from Russia, we can assume there's a being here who rules over this lost belt and a critter tends to the tree of emptiness. While our primary concern is with the latter, there remains a strong possibility that we will come into conflict with the former as well. That said, our goal this time does not include engaging them in battle or intends to cross Scandinavia without them ever knowing we were here. Yep, exactly. Still, we should really take a little break first, don't you think? Thankfully, there's a lot more magical energy concentrated here than there was in Russia, so the board shouldn't have any problem recharging. We'll set off again in a little while, so make sure you rest up while you can. Hiking across snowy mountains does a real number on your legs and back, you know. I very much recommend getting those kinks ironed out while you can. Right. Oh, but first, I almost forgot, Mr. Holmes. Yes, Miss Caroline? I'm sorry, but back when we had just looked over the mountain range, remember how you and Senpai were talking? At the time, there was something else you wanted to ask about. Let's deal with that fire we saw. Yes, the strange fire that kept burning without spreading. Do you know what that is, Mr. Holmes? I can't say no for certain, but I only have a hypothesis, albeit one which I am quite confident. I suppose that would make this more of an induction than a deduction. At any rate, yes, that is fire is none other than... Oh boy. Another alert? Foo. What the hell? Are our sensors busted? Crap, no, it's worse. They're working perfectly. Sorry, Holmes, a freaking enormous magical energy signal just popped up near us out of nowhere. It's like a magical reactor core. The monster's on par with the Angerboda powered by the great grail we saw in London. Okay, now we got the quartz that we got from this, so... question mark. Yeah, we'll do that one next time. Until then, this is Lova Jazz saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.